International. But guess who's back, y'all? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I said, guess who's back? We got the first King James, who took his talents from Akron, Ohio to Atlanta back today. Look at Romeo. I know he is not thanking God.
I was so alone without you.
That don't sound right. Let's get to this music.
Yeah. Cut to an interlude.
I'm just saying.
Commercial break.
The sun is shining, nice and bright. The birds are chirping,
and I'm ready to fly.
Time to get ready
for another day.
No one can stop us. We gon' learn to play. Every day we learn and play.
We do our best,
so we'll be great. You do your best,
and I do mine.
So let's get ready. Cause it's about that time. Good morning, you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning, time to be great. Good morning, time to wake. Good morning, dance and play. Good morning, start today. Good morning, open your eyes. Good morning, reach for the sky. Good morning to you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning to you. Good morning, how do you do?
Good morning.
You see me on my grind.
Stars got to shine.
I'm a supernova.
Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah,
I'm on the move. I got a way to stride to it. So let me hear you say, every day we gonna learn and play.
God may not answer prayers like, when you want them, but he always come through. It's been so a lonely journey without a partner. I've had to endure the pain and agony. Of course, Monique.
Somebody cue the music.
He's
so alone.
Ty, Tierra. I just been all these ladies, and I'll be like, "Where my partner at?" And man, I am over elated to see you today. Thank you, Heavenly Father,
good morning,
for this gift.
Well, it's good to be here. You obviously never heard the song from Michael Jackson called "You Are Not Alone."
All right, baritone. Y'all sat up there and let Terry act like he couldn't sing a note. He over there baritoning it up. Sing it again, Terry.
Never mind.
I'm gonna get your background. Go ahead.
we good. We good. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be back, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a couple of weeks, you. Yeah, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? I miss y'all too, man. It's been real. It's been a minute.
We called you on air last week.
Yeah, I heard.
I was looking for you.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that, but that's all good. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Put me on blast.
We were concerned. We literally were like really concerned.
Well, the thing was that I was at the hospital.
See?
And, huh?
See?
No. I was checking out very intently, making sure that Rudy Giuliani was okay, and so it looks like he's going to be fine.
You're lying.
Yeah,
they're lying.
Yeah, it looks like Rudy Giuliani is going to be okay.
Rudy Giuliani is his name, not Ludi.
I said Rudy, and so I'm just glad that he's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? That he looks like he's going to recover from the coronavirus, and so you know what I'm saying. But man, it's just gotten crazy, man. I just don't understand what's going on, Romeo. I don't understand, bro.
You left me, man. Had me out in these streets.
Romeo still on himself. Yeah.
Had me out in these streets using big words I ain't know the meaning about. I was just saying them. I used dichotomy. I think 2 days ago.
He used it in the right sense, though.
I didn't know what I was talking about, but I said it.
No, it was right.
Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you stepping out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
On faith.
growing and growing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just growing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing that's growing in this country is chaos right now. It's chaos, bruh. The hell going on, bruh? I mean, they even protesting in Boise, Idaho about mask wearing. They surrounded City Hall in Boise. There ain't a black person in Boise. And if there is, they need to get out. But they protested and surrounded City Hall over the mandate to wear masks. I just don't understand it. I mean, it's just a mask.
I think
it's a mask. It's infringing upon people's personal rights.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Are you in agreement that it's an infringement?
Terry, I'm just letting you know how people feel. Like, you know, like I'm just conveying the message. People feel as if it's an infringement on their freedom and their personal rights.
I think at this point, they don't wore me down, King James. At this point, I'm like, hey man, let people do whatever they want to do. At this point, this is where I'm at. You don't want to, hey man, do whatever you want to do.
No, I mean, I was thinking about it the other day because I was, you know, I'm an animal lover, and so I watched it, and I was watching the show about surfers, and we've known for decades, a century, that surfing in the ocean, particularly in Northern California, Southern California, can be dangerous, and it has been. Matter of fact, no, that's where I found it. I read a story yesterday about a surfer who's in critical condition now, after being mauled by a great white shark. And
how do you get mauled by a shark? When I think of being mauled, you're mauled by dogs. I guess the act of doing it.
No, mauling is, wow. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I guess the act of doing it.
Yeah, mauling can happen with any animal being ravaged by any animal. Okay. It's the teeth of the animal. You know, see how that works. So
I'm sorry. So go ahead.
Yeah, I know you interrupted me, but you interrupted my flow. Yeah, don't do that again. But thank you.
I won't.
What happened is, despite the admonishment against surfing in the oceans, particularly at certain times of the day, people are going to do it regardless. So it's really like this thing here. People are going to do what they want to do, despite all of the expert opinions and the statistics and medical data from the practitioners. So you got Romeo. It's just like forget.
So what happened to him? Did he die?
There's no further report on that surfer, but the point being is that people are going to do what they want to do. I mean, you know, last time I was in California, there was a woman who swam in Northern California Ocean and with seals. Now, Romeo, I mean,
that's a lifetime experience, Terry. You got to give her a pass on that.
No, I mean,
wasn't a lifetime experience, Terry. If you get the opportunity to go swim in the ocean with some seals, you gonna do it. Don't do that.
No. I'm never going to do it, and you should never do it because seals are the number one. Oh, shit. Seals are the number one food item, diet item for great white sharks. And guess what happened to that woman? She was bitten by a great white.
Oh, no.
She wasn't killed, but the thing is that he tore one of the arteries in her leg that the great white did. And so she died before she even got to shore. So the point is that despite the fact that you're not supposed to do certain things, people are going to do what they want to do. My point is that just like with this coronavirus that's ravaging the nation now, they said the next 2 months is going to be among the worst in terms of any epidemic or pandemic in American history. This people are going to do what they want to do. The other day, your boy Romeo Trey Songz was in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio.
We reported on it.
And he was guess what? He was celebrating getting healthy from contracting the coronavirus. And what does Trey Songz do? He go right to a confined space with 500 people or more.
That looked like 5,000, didn't it, Romeo?
Man, Hey, we talked about it yesterday, man. Hey, a lot of these artists, hey, they trying to get their checks back, man. They hurt. They can't like you gotta think about it. Atlanta's all right, so we all know Atlanta's different. Atlanta's gonna party anyway. So if you think about it, Atlanta has been throwing parties without quote unquote celebrities. Because Atlanta don't care, they just gonna party. Man, some of these celebrities, man, they about to go broke if they don't get back to appearances and tours. So hey, Trey Songz said, forget it.
Yeah, but he just got healed. He just
So he
got the
think he
virus.
got antibodies.
Well, yeah, I guess he thought that he was immune to it, like your boy in the White House, Romeo. I guess he thought, I'm clean, I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. All I know is that my family, which never cancels Thanksgiving and Christmas, never.
Right.
I mean, I fly home every year, twice a year for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Ain't nobody trying to get together. Not my mom won't even get together with her own children right now.
Oh.
So yeah.
Kudos to your mama.
Yeah. And so I just don't understand. It's just a matter of personal choice. But the point is that why is everything going to 10? Why is everything rising to 100 over something so frivolous as a mask? Why would you surround City Hall and scare the hell out of the mayor and all the council people? And so much so that they said that they even chased the police away. There was too many people for the police to even govern. Why does it go to that level over a mask? It's just a mask.
You're right about that part. I will say in transparency.
You said it right the first time. You got it. It's transparency. You got it.
I myself am dealing with, because it's been a while, right? It's been a while. So you have venues, club owners, lounges, restaurants. They've been reaching out to me to renegotiate, my residency. So now it's about to be January 2021. I'll be honest with you, Romeo International about to go back to nightlife.
What do you mean, Romeo?
I mean, like, it's like, I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I can't allow this to affect my everything I've built for. Like, I've built for some of this.
Romeo, I don't know if that's smart. Like, because you don't want to surround yourself around potentially positive people who know that they have the coronavirus or they're just getting over it. Say like a Trey Songz allegedly, right? And they just
allegedly he did have the virus.
Well, we don't know how long he had it for.
I know how to protect myself, but you got to start asking. Like, you really got to start asking. King James is a journalist, so you got to start asking. Like, when King James, it's about to be January. Normally, King James is traveling. Normally he's interacting, getting the details.
We all are out. We all are out.
Okay, so how long are you not gonna be out? That's a good. Now that's a serious, real life question. How long are you gonna not be out? Yeah, we know how to protect ourselves. I know how to put on a mask. I know how to tell people not to walk up to me, but I can't. If the world is gonna open back up, somebody got to keep up with the world. Come on now. Atlanta ain't closing.
Well, I mean, the good thing about it is that we know a lot more now in December than we did in March. In that, you know what I'm saying? We know a little bit of the properties of this virus and how it's transmitted and how it impacts people and where. And so there are ways in which to protect yourself. But I'm totally perplexed and flummoxed at the people who gather in close quarters, like I do when I go once a week to get takeout food. That's one of the ways in which I keep my sanity, because staying in the house just ain't getting it. That is not the answer. So I go out and get some takeout food, maybe, sometimes twice a week, but and I'm looking at the people inside, like say Longhorn Steakhouse, and I'm just looking at them, and everybody's in close quarters with no mask, and I'm just like,
inside the restaurant, I don't know how close quarters you are without your mask, but inside the restaurant, of course, you have to eat, and so typically they will social distance the tables and whatnot. And
no,
so
they're not. They're not doing.
They're not even social distancing the tables. What the hell is wrong with Atlanta?
Well, what's wrong with Detroit? But I really like King James. Real talk. You are a very level-headed man. In all actuality, real question.
You're the first to say that.
I was gonna leave that alone. I wasn't even gonna touch that. But go ahead.
You didn't have to interject. Let the man speak.
I get the pandemic. My question is, how long do people go without feeling normal? How long do people go without feeling normal?
It's already stopped. I mean, there's only so much that we could take. I think that I forgot which comedian came on Rolling Out, and they had a little session with other comedians, and the comedian said,
"Was it Rodney Perry?"
No. Well, it was Rodney Perry, but it wasn't him that said it.
Oh,
it was. And thank you for Rodney Perry, you know what I'm saying, for stepping in and working with us, you know what I'm saying, and collaborating with us on certain projects. Always shout out to him, and thankfully he recovered from his coronavirus.
Yes.
But he had a session with other comedians, and it was Joe Torre, and Joe Torre said, or was it Joe Torre's brother? But in any event, he said for the first 3 months he was okay.
Guy Torre, right?
Guy Torre, and Guy Torre said afterwards, he was like, man, after 3 months, man, he said he was starting to lose his mind. I mean, even Michelle Obama, who has wealth beyond imagination, can go anywhere she wants, living in a mansion. And she said she started to get negatively impacted. This thing is affecting everybody. So there's only so long that you can stay in the house. And that's the reason why I even go to some of these restaurants and, get takeout food, maybe even sit at the bar for a while and watch the game, because I can't stay in the house. And, I got to go walking. It's just, yes, it's only so much absence of normalcy, the void of normalcy, before the body rebels. And so basically our bodies, our minds are in revolt against ourselves because we are engaging in behavior that is not congruent to our regular scheduled lives. And so what we have to do is that we have to do some things to counteract that effect, to stave off anxiety and depression. And so I think it's good that you're going back to work and getting back into nightlife. All I can say is just take the precautions that you need to. You know what you need to do by now. You know what you need to do.
Yeah, just take precautions. Like, I've seen it where they had DJs in the actual booth. Like, don't come out of that booth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wear your mask, wear your face shield. Don't come out of the booth if you have to. Use the back entrance. Like, just really take some precautions. I'm just saying.
And not only that, I went to 3 concerts this past fall. Well, it's still fall, but I went to a couple of months ago. I went to 3 concerts where it was a drive-in parking lot concert, and everybody was required to have social distancing. I got to see, Belle Biv DeVoe and some others.
That was a joke.
No,
nobody social distancing.
No, you're right.
They did lie.
No. The concert was not a joke. I mean, Belle Biv DeVoe tore it up. But
right. No. The social distancing aspect of it was a joke for sure.
Yes, and it was. And what happened was that there was the divider between the public and the media, which I appreciated because I was able to maintain safety. And you know what I'm saying? And then I went to another concert with I forgot his name now, but it doesn't matter. The point is that I was still getting out. I was still living my life and enjoying myself while taking precautions. And I think that's what we have to do now. And it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I went to the airport. I've been on the MARTA. I've been on the subway. Well, they call them trains down here. In the north, we call them subways. But anyway, and I've seen, I've been in many public places where they've implemented, certain measures and procedures so that everyone maintains safety, but you still got to get out there and live. So I think the lesson is get out there and live, take precautions, and just pray for safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. At the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. But thank you, everyone who's tuning in to Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. Thank you for everyone who is sharing. Portia, go ahead and share. Romeo, go ahead and get your watch party
Shared
started.
my show.
You know
That's what I was doing. That's why I was looking down. I couldn't get it together. I was trying to quickly share. I got to get that whole process together where I'm not concentrating for 5-10 whole minutes trying to share my show.
Oh, okay. Well, we're having some technical difficulties, but we're going to get that together. We're looking to Ashley to go ahead and get that together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to deal with
It
this
looks
all
like
day.
it's working on my end, but let's check in with Facebook. What's up? What's up, y'all? Shirley Carden, beautiful Philadelphia. Crystal Nicole Kraft Wilson, what up, though? She said, morning, y'all, checking in from Detroit. She was on the show, I believe it was last week, and she was telling us how she got her products into Walmart. So shout out to Crystal. Detroit is in the building. Who else is checking in, Romeo? Oh, Iris Baker said that was Stupid as Hell of Trey Songz. It was. And she checking you, Romeo. She said, Romeo, you always talking about Chicago, but Atlanta is being reckless as hell concerning this virus.
First of all,
she checked you.
Let's be clear. Atlanta is being party reckless. Chicago is killing people.
I don't know if you can.
If you don't know what
Atlanta not.
What? It's Atlanta and Florida. It's Chicago and Florida are in a race. Whoever they racing against to have the most craziest crimes, I don't know what's going on.
Chicago and who?
Chicago and Florida are in a race with each other to do stupid stuff.
Oh, as long as you didn't say Detroit. We are out. Detroit is out here wild. Y'all saw that video from last week. And I looked for an update. It was a video of a hit going wrong. This guy was trying to essentially murder this woman that was in an SUV in broad daylight. He tried to ambush her, and he was unsuccessful. Broad daylight. He shot about 5 times.
You don't got a career in that, buddy. Jesus. Well, not saying you should have hit the woman.
He shouldn't have a career in that.
As close as he was, King James. Jesus Christ.
He was a little close.
Okay, so the woman wasn't hit. She's all right.
Yeah, she's all right. She was back. So just to paint the scene for you, she was leaving it looked like her mom's house. She was leaving her mom's house. She got on the porch, walked down the stairs, got into her SUV, what looked like to be an Explorer. She looked around, checked her surroundings, got in the truck, started backing up. On the opposite side of the street, there was this pickup truck that started accelerating when she was backing up. So it looked like he was going to hit her. And so it looked like he attempted to hit her, but he stopped, jumped out the car, started shooting in the window. And then she sped off. She backed up and then sped off and then came right back around and ran into her mama's house. Her mama was screaming the whole time. The guy circled back around. He circled back around like he was going to catch her the second time. Got out the car. I'm like, what are you doing, sir? It's time for you to run. You missed. Keep it moving. So it's online.
That sounds like a hit. Oh. That sounds like a contract.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what happened? And so it looks like that guy himself is in trouble now if he's still alive because Romeo, you know what happens to people when you get a contract. We've seen enough gangster movies. If you don't fulfill your contract, then you might be the one to get clipped.
Well, clearly his job is
right. We haven't had an update on what happened just yet because I was looking for it. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see it.
Oh yeah. I wanted to give a shout out to the I'm sorry. I wanted to give a quick shout out to PA, the Veterans Administration Hospital, because 2 weeks ago, brother man, I was sick and I thought that I had it. I was scared. It was my birthday. It was Thanksgiving at the same time. And I had to go to the VA on my birthday. And boy, I tell you what, the only thing is, the VA, please, can y'all get another method of trying to detect the coronavirus? They stuck that thing so far up my nose, it came out my ear. I mean, it was so uncomfortable, but I didn't have it. I was just sick. And so, I want to give the shout out to the VA for looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was scared. I was paranoid. I'm like, I got it. I was like, how did I get it? And when you get sick or you get the sniffles, you be trying to recount everything that you did. See, I knew I shouldn't have went to that restaurant. I knew I should have talked to that girl.
So should people already prepare for should coronavirus, should COVID-19 just be something that we accept as a living lifetime?
Well, it's not gonna. It's never going to be obliterated completely. So here's the thing. In 2019, I believe it was 1918, with the advent of the Spanish flu, we still have the flu today. It's right. Controlled, but it still gets out every year at this time, and people still die from the flu. So this is another form of a respiratory virus. So while we hope to control it, it's probably going to be around for the rest of our lives at least.
Yeah.
And in some form or fashion. You can only hope to control these things. You're not going to completely get rid of it.
Right. So, okay.
And I was listening, Dr. Fauci, looking at CNN, and I was trying to find out when the vaccine is going to be, ready to administer. And they're talking about May and June. So, Romeo, we're talking about another 6 months before you can even get around to getting back to some sense of normalcy where people can walk around without masks and social distancing. That's a long time. So,
right.
It's just, it's just scary. It's just scary right now.
Well, welcome to 2021. I hope y'all ready to buckle back in and sit down again.
Well, I'm buckling up, Romeo, because December 21st, don't play with me. Don't play with me. December 21st is going down. Portia Monique live Christmas EP coming.
Excuse me.
Portia will be performing on the Monday the 21st and performing live on the morning show, singing.
Well, I mean, what is she going to do? Juggle? I mean, what the hell? What performing?
That's what happened when you get sick. You lose all your sense.
Well, see, I didn't get the Rona rage. All I did was get the common cold. But Romeo, there is nothing like Thanksgiving, and it's your birthday, and the only thing that you can eat is chicken noodle soup. That sucked. I was alone by myself.
I'm so alone.
Scared, thinking I had the Rona. And the VA didn't tell me till 2 days later whether or not that I was negative. So
really?
I spent Thanksgiving eating chicken noodle soup. I didn't have one piece of turkey. That sucked. But you know what? Shout out to the VA. Appreciate you. Good looking out.
I didn't have one piece of turkey either, Terry, but I'm pescatarian now. So
you are who?
I'm pescatarian. I'm a pescatarian.
Did you allow Dame Dash to influence you like that? I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. For real?
She fell for it.
I mean, did you after what you said?
Listen, so I did. So that was completely cut it off. But I've had spurts where I've gone without meat at all. Like, so I mean, it's not like it's something new.
What did Dame Dash say that enabled you to have an epiphany? I mean, what did he say?
Y'all don't want to know. Y'all don't want to know. He's like, y'all don't want to know. He talked about the process in which it goes from farm to plate, the manufacturing facilities.
We was all listening to him. We was here.
Y'all didn't hear it? Y'all didn't hear what he said? He said it sits around in a certain specimen all day waiting to get processed, grinded up, all in the same grinder. Everything is dropped in the
Okay, Portia, listen. If that's the process for that particular food item, it's happening for every food item. So I'll just take it that you
just
I'll just
animal
take it that you
food
just
items, animals. So that's why I just eat fish because fish you can get this, a simple little fillet. You got it, and you ain't got to do a lot to fish. Fish don't have to be processed.
I can't eat on fish alone. That's just not going to happen. Now, what I have done is that I have deleted pork and red meat from my diet. So my favorite meat. So I eat turkey and fish, mostly turkey, and very little chicken. But to eliminate all that, nah, you can miss me on that. But hey, I applaud you. I applaud you, Portia. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else out there in the audience, anybody else out there don't eat meat, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else running scared?
She fell for it.
I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, you know, I love Damon Dash, and he said a lot, or Damon. I love Damon too, but you know what I'm saying? Just to give up meat altogether, that ain't gonna happen.
I gave up everything but fish. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm good. Even chicken.
Mr. Baldwin with the black and white background. I see you.
You know, I'm trying to keep your tone tight, brother. How you feel, man?
Oh, it's Thursday morning. Whoa, it's Wednesday. What day? Oh, it's Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday, bro.
It's Thursday for sure.
See, that means you missed my birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
I just turned 60. It's a little bit of a milestone, you know.
Yeah,
what's up?
It is
All right.
Definitely.
Hey, are you a Sag?
I am a Sag.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We run this. You know, we run this. You know what I'm saying?
Fire sign, baby. You know how it goes.
I'll be trying to tell Portia. I'll be trying to tell Portia.
Portia,
I love Sagittarius. I get along with them very well. I love
Portia,
them.
what's your sign?
Capricorn.
Oh, Capricorn. Okay, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, birthday.
No, we're not.
Y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the point. Hey, man, my man just turned 60. You know,
Happy birthday, yes.
Black man age clean. Black man age so. Hey, bro, you look clean.
So healthy, clean. Yes.
You know, y'all were talking about food. You know, I definitely no pork and no beef for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh man.
Sorry. And you know what they say? If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body.
Listen, I'm with you. Look, now y'all need to take notes. Y'all see Bob over there looking good, healthy. You know.
No. But see, that has less to do with the absence of pork and beef, and probably him taking care of himself in terms of working out.
You don't know.
It
all
he just
comes up together.
No, hold on. See,
I'm concurring, brother. Concurring.
Right.
Okay,
right, Portia.
Okay. I do still drink my coffee though. That's an issue.
Is it an issue though? Because I just picked up coffee.
Right. I'm about to get my coffee now, Bob. I'm about to get my coffee now, but I thought that there were positive properties within coffee.
You know, the caffeine, too much of that can kind of take you out, raise your heart rate and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to drink coffee and check your blood pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to go get some caffeine. I'm about to get some caffeine right now, so I'll holler back at you in a minute.
Okay, I hear you, brother.
Well, hurry up and come back, Chair. So, Bob, welcome to the AM Morning Show. How are you doing today? How was your birthday yesterday?
Oh, birthday was mellow, because of COVID. You kind of shut the party down. But other than that, we kept it private and fun. It was beautiful.
I love it.
Glad to see another trip around the sun.
I love it.
I'm using that for my Twitter, trip around the sun. Gotcha.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Let me ask you this, because I know we're gonna get into the conversation, but musician to musician, right? I'm a DJ, but musician to musician.
You still a musician, brother.
Do you well, first of all, introduce yourself to the Rolling Out AM Morning Show. Let's start with that.
Right on. My name is Bob Baldwin. I'm a keyboardist, musician, producer. Sometimes I sing, not too much. But I've been recording since 1989. I've got 32 CDs out. And I'm about to drop another one in January. So I work with a lot of great musicians over the years, from George Benson to Grover Washington Jr. and Chuck Lowe, Marion Meadows, Pieces of a Dream. And a lot of those guys have played on my records as well. I love working with vocalists and I love working with musicians. I just love working with creative people.
Right.
Where you located, Bob? Because I might have to come down there and have you work on my Christmas album. I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm based in Atlanta, but I'm between New York and Atlanta a lot because my mother still lives up there. I keep an eye on her. But yeah, I've been. I would love to work with you. It'd be great.
I love it. Okay, go ahead, Mommy. I'm sorry.
Bob, don't do it. Here's my question. So the whole new world, right, with the pandemic, and I've been, as a creative, I've been doing a lot of lives, which I'm cool with. And but the part that I've been having as a creative is the lives are becoming normal, and the people interaction, the feeling of
there is none, right?
Right. And what was weird was just recently I did something small and I lost my connection. Like as a DJ to before, it used to be I could feel the crowd, know the crowd, move with the crowd, and be in one sync. And I lost that. And my question to you as a creative, like, how did you change up your creativity, and B, did you lose a bit of that, being the fact that the aura and the touch of people wasn't around?
Well, I mean, you kind of have to adjust based on what's out there. Kind of didn't have a choice. I looked at Live Nation this third quarter 2020 versus 2019. They've lost 95% of their revenue.
Damn.
When you see a stat like that, you're like, well, if they lost 95% of their revenue, where does that leave everybody else in the game? From the musicians to the artists to the managers to the booking agents. That means everybody's getting flatlined.
Yes.
So it kind of gave me no choice but to make the shift and try to perfect, or at least improve the process of live streaming. Because I've seen some streams on Facebook that I would be embarrassed to do. Two cats with an iPhone playing the piano and a tip jar. I'm like, no, can't do that. Don't do that. You just devalued your whole artistry.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Sitting there with a saxophone in your bedroom and one iPhone talking about, I'm gonna do something live for you. No, shut that thing down, dog. Don't do that.
You said if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And if your brand is audio, you can't put something out that has jacked up audio and okay video. Yeah. If anything, the audio's got to be bumping. So I've been working on this live stream piece. In fact, I'm debuting it tomorrow. It's the Bob Baldwin birthday bash. We're still gonna have my party. I'm still gonna keep rolling.
Yes, Bob.
So it's if you go to bobbaldwin.com or usaeventtix.com, you can get a streaming ticket. It'll last all week. I'm doing 2 shows. One show is gonna be on the piano, and the other show is gonna be with the keyboards. But we really wanted to focus on the audio quality because that's the brand of an artist. If your audio is jacked up, then sit your butt down.
Correct. I definitely the first thing I did was, okay, let me go, because like you said, it's an adjustment. Let me go out and find the right audio, clean audio, whatever I need to attach to my system to make sure that's true. Let me create, if I gotta go buy these color lights, let me go create the atmosphere.
Yeah, you want to create a vibe.
So people can feel a normalcy with me. I don't care about nobody else.
Exactly.
But with me. What do you think about music? We were just talking about this. Portia was just talking about this. Because I really want to get to your music. What do you think about artists still performing now in front of crowds, like major crowds?
Yeah. Sorry about the phone thing. I'm in a hotel. We're doing that show tomorrow. But what's been happening with the crowds is that we lose that interaction, and it's kind of scary. So I miss the connection with the audience, and I think that's really been critical between artists and your consumer. So when you're just sitting there doing a gig, by yourself with 5 guys in the room and an engineer, and it's like you don't get the interaction. So all you have is the quality. And you can't play and then like chat with the audience. So you can't do it all. So at this
Right.
at this point, it really comes down to the can you create something quality on the audio side, and hopefully things will change as far as working out with audiences again. But for now, this
Does
is
the,
this is what it is, and you got to roll with it.
does the music industry come back? I'm sorry, Portia.
That's
Ooh,
okay. No,
boy,
no, that's
oh,
okay.
that's a tough one. Well, I mean, Broadway got shut down. Like I told you, Live Nation
Yep.
shut the venues are shut down. I mean, listen, you got maybe 1,000 people playing basketball, watching a basketball game in an arena that holds 18,000 people, which is absolutely nuts. So we're not the only ones feeling the pain.
Right.
But I hope the music business doesn't shut down. But here's the problem right now. Artists are realizing that while they're home and really, trying to figure out what their next move is, they're going to their royalty statement and saying, damn, I have been getting jacked up with these royalties and the labels getting paid home. They're not hurting. The executives are not hurting. In fact, they're probably building an extra, room on their house right now
Right.
with your money.
Hey,
That's been the problem. So the wake-up call for artists should be, you gotta own your masters. Of the 32 records I released, I own 26 of 26 of them. Now there's a downside to that, is that you don't have the platform that the majors do. But the upside is that for every sale, you're making like 4 or 5 times more money, and you don't have to worry about seeing a red line on your royalty statement, which I've been there.
right. Especially when Spotify releases that end of the year thing, and I'm sitting up here like, hold on, what do you mean I had 1.2 million streams? Hold up, time out. Where did
my
that
money
right.
at?
Where's the check that's attached to those streams? Yeah, and if you were a major label, they're like, oh, thank you very much. We'll take 90% of that, and then maybe if you recoup your money in about 7 to 10 years, we'll give you like $25.
Wow.
But they're gonna bill out everything. They're like, oh, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you.
That just sounds like it's a dirty game. Like it
is
sounds
a
like,
dirty game.
yeah.
It's gangster, girl. It's just straight gangster. Right, Romeo? Romeo knows.
Hey, the music industry.
These labels are a hot mess.
They are, but and like you said, the fact that touring got cut on top of the
that was the only revenue.
That was the only revenue. That was the only revenue.
Most of these deals are front loaded. You get the money up front. You probably won't see anything on the back end unless you go, do some touring. But if they cut the touring off because of COVID, now you got nothing. It's a scary thing for a lot of musicians, artists, managers, booking agents. I was talking to a booking agent at home. He had a nice office in New York City.
Wow.
And he's like, I'm doing this stuff out of my house, man. I can't afford to rent no more.
Hey, man, we got to keep Baldwin. I like this is information.
I love them too. So I want to get into your birthday bash event that's coming up tomorrow. What can we expect from your event? What you got going on?
Well, I got a really great band. 7 of us. We have Miss Lori Williams on vocals. She's singing on both sets. I'm doing 2 sets. The 11th is the first live set. 13th is the second live set. Lori Williams, fantastic vocalist out of Washington, D.C., is singing. Porter Carroll, the former band member and founder of the group Atlantic Star, is singing a couple tracks with me. He and I wrote some music for Will Downing many years ago. It's a tune called She. And I got 2 percussionists. I got a cat from Puerto Rico and I got a cat from Brazil. And when they get on stage and play all them dead skins and wood and everything else and metal and keys and everything, it just takes me right back to the motherland.
I love it.
So it's like a fusion of jazz, funk, with little motherland on top.
Okay. Well, we got the flyer. I think we have your website pulled up. Let's go to it.
Yes, it's bobbaldwin.com. Same as my name. But you can get tickets at USAeventtix.com. USAeventtix.com. That's me in Brazil.
You're sitting on top of the world.
In Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, I love it.
So yeah, it's gonna get a nice little flavor of contemporary jazz. That was me working with Will Downing on Unsung. That was fun.
Oh wow,
So,
I love
yeah.
it.
So I've been around the block
Such
a little
a
bit.
world traveler, right?
It's been a blessing, and hopefully there'll be more.
I'm sure there will be. So where can they get tickets? Birthday 2017.
You can go to
soundcheck.
New Urban. You can go to USA Eventix, EVENTIX.com, or go to Bob Baldwin. There's a link at the top of this page right here, and you can click it if you don't remember the USA Eventix.
Okay, USA Eventix. I love it. Okay, you over there with some swag. You over there fly. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be hanging out a little bit.
I love it, love it, love it.
I think with you, reading through all the people you work with, I'm really big. Even as a DJ, I'm super big on musicianship. Like I get in trouble sometimes. I can't stand laptop DJs and laptop producers. That is just it irritates me.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Because I learned from Frank Ski taught me the craft of DJing, and he taught me on.
Nice. Are you based out of Atlanta, brother?
Yes.
All right. Right on. Yeah, so, Frank was a master.
Yeah. So when he taught me through vinyl.
Wow. And so you learned from the original.
Correct. So like when I run into people like you, him, or since we was talking about live, Timbaland does this great dope thing on Tuesday nights where he goes live and he actually produces a beat like live, piece by piece by piece. Mm-hmm. And it's like the greatest experience to see. With that, like where did your love come from? Like I really love to ask people like you, where did the love come from?
Well, there's two people right behind me. My father was a pianist, part-time. He used to be an engineer during the day, musician by night. He was a photographer, and he was a bad pool player in between the gigs, right? In between the sets, right? Okay, this is the 60s now. There would be a pool hall down the street, and he'd do the gig, and in between the gig, he'd go bet some money on pool. He'd make more money shooting pool than he did doing the gig. That was my man right there. He was serious. But he was an engineer, he was creative, but he was also analytical. So he gave me both sides.
Right.
And I learned how to look at music the way I look at a piece of photography. You got the subject matter, which is whatever that is, which would be the singer or the piano player. Then you have all the information behind the subject matter, which is the arrangement. So he allowed me to look at music like a piece of photography. Mm-hmm. To your point, I did photography when I was young, and I understood the analog side of it. And so, I laugh when I look at these digital photographers who didn't understand the original craft of using a real camera with real film and developing it and understanding, all the settings with that. Now you just turn on an iPhone and snap a shot. It's like you don't have any. There's no skill set because all the skills are in the software.
Right.
So, but I got the inspiration from my dad. On my mother's side, a pianist named Larry Willis was my cousin who just died last year. He was in the band Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He went and did a lot of jazz projects as well. He had about 25 records out. Good brother. He was like 20 years old. I mean, he grew up during the 60s, went to high school with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that kind of vibration,
Now, I'll be honest with you. I didn't catch on. It's not my fault as a young cat. I didn't catch on to musicianship until I heard the Roots. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Mm-hmm. I heard the Roots performing live with Jay-Z. Oh, I was it.
That must have been ridiculous.
I was like, oh my God, I've never heard rap and musicians at the same time. I was
very, very earthy, very, very Philadelphia neo soulish. But Atlanta has a sound for neo soul too, man. The drummers in Atlanta got a thing, man. A cat named Little John Roberts, I used to work with a lot, and his brother named Jay Fly. They have a different approach to the drum in Atlanta than they do in New York and Philly. It's a regional thing, but they got a vibe in Atlanta, man. I don't know, is the red clay or something? I'm not really sure.
Not the red clay.
You hear that portion? Not Detroit. Atlanta got the same.
Yes,
not Detroit.
yes, I understand.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. I like Detroit. Detroit has a thing, but Atlanta got a thing, especially on the jazz side when they mix because those cats come out of church and when they play in church in Georgia, man, they don't play. They're like, they play the thing. They play the drums as hard as they can and get you going. And then they transfer that vibration to jazz, to R&B, to soul, to neo soul. Georgia got a thing.
Next time you in Atlanta, I would love for you to find out where the next bonfire is and attend that. What they do at bonfire is literally a big huge bonfire, but different band members, whether they're college, whatever, they actually come out with their trumpets, their flutes, their drums, or whatever like that, and eventually will start like the most wildest, just crazy, just vibe sessions, and like individuals would join into it. It's the dopest thing ever. It is.
I'm not hip to that. You got to tell me more about that, brother. I'd love to check that out.
Gotcha.
Well, before you get out of here, let's talk about your newest project. Bob Baldwin presents Abbey Road and the Beatles, honoring English pop group the Beatles. So let's talk about that. What's going on?
That was a fun record.
Okay.
So I've done some cover records. I did Michael Jackson about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Never Can Say Goodbye, a tribute to Michael Jackson. And then I did one tribute to Tom Bell, who wrote all those great hits for the Stylistics. By Golly Wow and People Make the World Go Round.
Yes.
And, Stone in Love. Those guys. Linda Creed and Tom Bell wrote some amazing music together. She was a Jewish lady and he was a brother from Jamaica. And I don't know, they just had a thing. Their chemistry was like off the chain. So I did a Tom Bell tribute, and then I did a Stevie Wonder tribute in 2015 called Mellow Wonder. So I've been on the tribute thing for a minute. I always like to take great music and then just throw my interpretation in.
I love it. So
3 years later, I said, let me do something different. So someone said, why don't you do the Beatles? I was like, the Beatles? I thought about it. I was like, it could come off to be a real hip thing. So I tried to find tunes that were compatible with the piano, really great melodies. And the fun part about doing that record is that I didn't have to go back and reference any of those tracks. I had heard them like a trillion times in my brain. They were already here.
Ingrained.
So I had to just transfer the interpretation from here to the heart, and then send it out to the universe.
Wow, I love that. So where can people follow your movement?
Well, you can. I'm on Spotify and Pandora and all the streaming chains. But of course, Amazon and iTunes, and you can always get the information at bobbaldwin.com.
All right,
so,
I love it.
I got a new record coming out called Urban Smooth. It'll be out in January, and it's mostly with vocalists. A lot of independent artists. I had mentioned Lori Williams, but from Atlanta, Tony Red, fantastic singer, off the chain, and Monica Mason also. And these are like vocalists you had never heard, but they got serious talent. They deserve a platform. So I'm using this next record to really launch some really very talented vocalists, and mostly female.
We are looking forward to it. We can't wait. January is coming. We're gonna be sure to catch up with you then too.
All right.
You said mostly females?
Yeah. Like I said, Lori Williams, Tony Red, Monica Mason, a young lady named Regina Troop, who's with the group Climax.
Okay.
A young lady named Gigi Welling out of Texas. And it's gonna like a female R&B mixed with jazz, just throw it all together.
Well, there's one, before you go, there's one woman you can maybe add, make an audition. Her name Portia Monique. Maybe.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe.
I gotta hear Portia. Portia can hold him back. I think I need to interview you.
Okay, we're gonna have to do that offline. We're gonna do that offline.
Okay.
Possibly.
I'm down.
Yes. I need to do like a little jazzy song for Christmas.
Check you out.
Man, thank you for the knowledge, man. Thank you. For me, thank you.
Hey, let's do it again, brother.
Absolutely.
Trust me, I could do a whole hour on horror stories if you want. We can do a whole horror story. I got some stories, boy.
I'm sure. We would love to hear them too.
Yes. And so again, don't forget to check out the stream tomorrow and Sunday It's the Bob Baldwin Birthday Bash live stream event. Go to
there.
USA Eventix, EVENTIX.com. Tickets are very affordable. In fact, today is the last day you can get a 10% discount using the code word early bird. So early bird means do it early, not day of.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean, Romy?
Right.
You know how your people are. Come on, man. No, you know you're gonna go to the show. Why are you gonna wait till the 11th hour to get the ticket? I'm giving you a discount. Get it early. Come on.
15 minutes before the doors open.
Right. Where's my discount? And then gonna have an attitude when you don't get the discount. It said early bird. Hello.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh man, have a great Thursday, man.
Brother,
yeah, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite. It's an honor.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Y'all take care now.
You too.
I love information like that, man. Portia.
I can tell.
Love it. Because they know the game. They know the game.
Yeah.
And
definitely a great interview.
What messes up a lot of young artists or producers like your son is the fact that a lot of these, which I never understood. Like the one thing I appreciated about Frank Ski was he taught me the game. He didn't cook it. He didn't. It was no cookie cutter. Hey, cause he know DJing wise he was transitioning somewhere else. He taught me his game. A lot of people in the industry don't do that, and that's why you see a lot of these you see a lot of these rappers still thinking it's cool to we gotta go to the social report. A lot of these rappers that we was talking about last week going to jail. How you go to jail with your manager? Like what? Matter of fact, we gotta talk about that. Wherever Ashley want to go, I'll go with it in the social report. Ashley,
we gotta move quick because we got guests coming up too, right? Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Ashley,
let's go.
Just saying. I wish my girls was here. Let go, let flow. The Minneapolis City Council voted early Thursday to redirect $7.77 million from the police budget to other programs, according to news release. So basically, what they are going to do, what they said they were going to do, soon I find out do is they're going to take that money and put it into the program Safety for All, which is going to be an amendment that redirects the funds toward preventing violence and building communities, as well as their people's well-being in that community. Now, who's in charge of it? Who knows? They're doing it in light of the Floyd's death, to help bring police brutality and racial injustice to a halt in their city. Now, who's in charge of the money? I don't know.
They didn't release who the funds were being released to?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's different.
Ain't it? But they got $7.77 million. So I guess some politician finna get rich. No, Ashley. And next up, what else we got, Ashley?
I guess we're bringing on another guest.
We were just talking about this all week. So Portia, let's just add him. Let's just add him to the pot. A Boogie with the hoodie, who I'm actually a fan of. He's going to jail too. Gun charges and drug charges, along with his manager and security guard. Oh my God! Neither one of y'all was doing y'all job. Basically, A Boogie with the hoodie was arrested in New Jersey. Gun charges, drug possession charges, along with his manager, along with his head of security for having an unlawful possession of a handgun, and you supposed to be the security who supposed to have, you know what? The manager had possessions of handgun, marijuana, and disorderly person offense against the police. And on top of that, he is facing 3 counts of unlawful possession, up to 6 years in prison. Congratulations.
How old is he?
I Boogie with the hoodie. He was only 24.
24.
How many did we announce last week, Portia?
I don't even remember, y'all. This is just crazy. I don't know what these kids is thinking. Their parents, they circle their I don't know. I just don't know.
You the manager, sir. Your job is the
what type of guidance, like, you know? So crazy.
You paying these people. First of all, you're security. I'm paying you. You don't have a legal gun and you traveling on planes and back. Oh Lord. I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna laugh at that little boy, but it's just sad.
Yeah.
Hey Terrell.
Hello, how are you guys?
Wonderful. How are you?
What's happening?
I'm
your
wonderful.
camera is a little foggy.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that right now.
Well, of course, you done ran them off. Thank you very much.
It's still a little foggy.
It's a little foggy?
Mm-hmm.
Let me figure that out right now. Give me 1 second. Shouldn't be that foggy. I don't understand that. But how you guys doing this morning?
I need some more coffee. I'm usually a little bit more hyped by now.
I think so. I think I need a little coffee too.
We don't need excuses, Portia. We need you to step it up.
How's that?
That's perfect. What you do?
Change the little lens on this thing. I got that screen protector, and the screen protector just got low. Something going on. I had a good vacation this weekend in Cabo, so maybe that's what.
Okay, Cabo. Don't be coming back trying to brag, talk about you was in Cabo and we was all at home quarantined with our family, couldn't go nowhere.
Portia,
had to eat chicken noodle soup.
You know what? You better raise up off of me.
Yeah, I was in Cabo. It was I was on a resort. It was me and maybe 2 other people on a resort. I've never seen anything like this before. So when I called and they told me it wasn't gonna be nobody there, I said, ain't no other way to isolate than to do that.
With you on that. That's hot though.
It is.
That is hot. I understand. Like that's really the way to live. And travel and just do things. Like if there's no one that's gonna be at that resort, then I'm in. We just had,
they explained it. They told me it would be about maybe 20, 30 people, and the resort holds maybe 2,000 people.
Wow.
So, it was a resort. It's wide open. It's in Cabo. It's I found out about it. A friend of mine today had gone down, and it was too many of them going down for me to go down. So I said, no, I'm not going to go on their trip. So I called the resort, and they said, yeah, well, right after that, once they leave, it's going to be, pretty open for about 3 or 4 days. I said, perfect. The tickets were, I booked the ticket the next day. The ticket was $100 and something round trip from Los Angeles.
Put the name of the place in the chat. We don't have to give them no free advertisement, but put the name and the place in the chat.
I'll send it to you. I got the card here. I have the person. I got the lady that you should talk to and everything. I'm headed right back there to continue just doing my work from there. You got the beach, the resort. It's an all-inclusive kind of thing with the rooms. It's cheap. It's affordable. It was great.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Me and my baby, we long overdue.
Yes.
we need a trip. Anyway, you just came on and started talking to us like you family. Like, introduce yourself to our rolling out family and all of that. Tell the people who you are, what you're doing. Of course, everybody already knows, but yeah, bring us up to date. What's up?
Rolling out, how you guys doing? I think I came on earlier. I was pressing the mute button and all of that other stuff, but I'm trying to figure it all out. It's okay. The Zoom call thing, I think everybody thinks, and it is easy, but it's easy to make a mistake and press the wrong thing. So I came on, but I am Terrell Carter. A lot of you know me from all those Tyler Perry plays where I started in Diary of a Mad Black Woman singing Father, Can You Hear Me? And most recently on Empire, opposite Jesse Smollett and playing opposite of Felicia Rashad. And just, see me and think like a man too and all that. But what people don't know is that, and some people do know, is that I just wrote a book that just came out. So that's me. I'm Terrell Carter, the singer, actor, and author.
Author. Yes. We loved you and all of that. But we did first get a chance to see you in Tyler Perry plays, and you was singing. You know what I'm saying? Like you definitely made your mark known when you came on stage. It was who was that? Wait a minute. What he say? Sing that part again. So yeah, you was singing. So we love it.
I loved working with Tyler Perry. John those Tyler Perry plays was basically my beginning and the introduction to stage. You know, I was always a singer and working with P. Diddy and Steve J and a couple other people before, but that Tyler Perry launch, you know, was basically when he was launching. So it really worked out, you know, well for me to be able to be a part of something so spectacular.
Yeah, that live singing is something different. Like, you know, it definitely takes skill and talent to get that right every time. Yes. You just hitting all them notes.
That and discipline. That's one thing I learned after being out on Medea's class reunion. That was my first play with him. You can't go out and party every night and think that you're gonna hit all the notes and be able to do all of that stuff and do all of those, you know, acting and singing like that. You can't sing like that and then at that time you could smoke in certain clubs. So you can't be, and smoking will kill your voice. I don't care if you're a singer. I mean, if you're a smoker or a non-smoker, if you're just in a room full of smoke, the next day, I'm talking like Barry White and singing like him. So that doesn't work.
Well, we hope you didn't have to learn the hard way. We hope you just learned through other people's experience.
Well, we'll say I'm a little column A and a little column B.
Well, let's talk about your book before we get into some of your other accolades. But your book, Problem Child, tell us about it. It's the story of a journey of a mother and a little boy.
This is my book right here. It is Problem Child.
Okay.
And this book is about my mom, who was 11 years old when she had me. My mom was 11 years old when she had me. She was special needs. She had one leg amputated at birth. She had all of her organs were never fully developed, and she wasn't going to live. She wasn't supposed to live past 15. And she was molested, you know, by somebody from the same family who was 23 years old. And he was supposed to be, you know, a part of the family that took care of her and everything. So I was that child that was born under this cloud of suspicion and an umbrella of foolishness, basically, and dysfunction, because they didn't want to say who my father was, you know. And at that time, they was more blown away by the fact that this 11-year-old special needs girl had a baby. And then they had to stop and think about, well, wait a minute, who the hell was the father? You know, and so, you know, they didn't want to say who it was because my father would have gone. It was just a problem. And that's what the book is about. And the book talks about all of the secrecy and all of the turmoil and the trials and tribulations and some of the laughs and some of the craziness that I endured as a kid growing up under that umbrella, knowing that that was my mother. And then when I found out who my father was, it wasn't so crazy that people would ask me, with a mother like that, how crazy was that for you to know that that was your mom and you were nothing like her? I said, the crazy part wasn't that I wasn't like her. The crazy part was that I was nothing like the rest of these crazy either. And so that was the crazy thing. I would sit there and think to myself, well, okay, she's special needs, but what is their excuse? So that's what this book is about. It talks about me growing up under that umbrella and getting out from up under that umbrella. And, you know, and it stops right there.
Such a, I don't think we've ever heard a story like that. So such an original story, definitely intriguing. I'm sure it's emotional as we, you know, go through all of the stories from where you came from to where you are now. I can't wait to read it. It's out now?
The book is out now. It came out February 11th, and it's out on, and it's as well as it's out on Audible, and I'm narrating it in my own voice as well.
Okay, so, Audible, you got me, because that's what I do. I like to listen to all my books on Audible.
Yeah, and I'm reading it, you know, and I'm reading it with all of, you know, and it's all of my family members. And the way that I wrote this book, I didn't want to just write a book and tell you a story, you know, about what happened. I wanted to write it as if it was happening. I started when my grandmother and grandfather met. And I wrote it in real time, like it's coming from them, the things that they say. You know, as if you were talking about your mom and your dad, you could sit down and write exactly what they would say and how they would say it to each other and how things would happen. And a lot of the stuff that I heard from family members, and I put it all together until I'm born. And then all of that stuff is mine, is the stuff as well. So it takes you on this roller coaster that makes the Twilight Zone look like Disneyland.
Where are you from? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Portia. I know you like to dominate. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't. No,
you know,
I just wanted to know where you and your family are from. Are you guys from LA?
No, we're from Buffalo, New York. I mean,
New York.
Okay. Yeah, we're from Buffalo, New York. Okay. And all of those family members that are in this book, every one of my family members, except for one, which is a cousin of mine, are all deceased. So that makes this an even crazier story from my mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncles, everyone. And my grandma was my last living relative, and she died 2 hours before I went across the red carpet on my first premiere of Empire. So, and it's just, it's so many things about this. It's so many things about this book that are connected to the craziest things, from singing with Whitney Houston the day before she died to playing Jesse Smollett's boyfriend, and then that all of that. I mean, it's just so many different things that you can that you see that this is just not a coincidence. And it's a book of healing and forgiveness and all of that stuff, but it's also a book of crazy stuff going on too. So I want everybody to check that out.
So I think Terry, go ahead, because I want to know about Whitney Houston, him singing with Whitney Houston.
Okay, yeah. Well, allow me just a few minutes, you know what I'm saying, and I'll turn it back.
Just a few, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to wedge my way into this conversation. What I wanted to know is that, I mean, I don't think there has been enough talk about, incestuous relationships and about, interfamiliar depravity, and it's sad because we don't talk about it. We try to hide it. How were you able to navigate or reconcile your past and able to create a solid foundation to where you end up walking the red carpet on Power? I mean, that's power in and of itself.
Well, you know what? First, I had to just come to the conclusion that I had already. There was no other place to go down. There was no other place to go but up. And I had nothing to lose. The last day that I left home. And I told my grandmother, I said, I have this chance to start singing with this guy named Fred Hammond, and I'm going to do this, and she looked at me and said, well, you don't have any money or anything else, and you got a car that you don't have a job, and you get ready to drive away. I said, absolutely. She says, well, you're jumping off of a mountain with nothing in your pocket, with no idea who's going to catch you when you fall. I said, and see, that's the funny thing. That's been going over in my mind all night of jumping off that mountain, and I never thought about falling. All I thought was, how was I going to fly? It's all about opinion. It's everybody's opinion is based on their own experience. And for me, all I could think about was I had left Buffalo here a long time before I had ever left Buffalo, originally. And my thing was, that's what I meant about this book. I didn't understand how I thought the way that I did, how I spoke the way that I did, how I could just be in any room with any race of people, any way that my family wasn't, and my mother was special needs. So at that point, I thought to myself, what do I have to lose? And I have to learn forgiveness. I have to learn so many different things. I bumped my head many times. But I've always been that kind of guy who I would stand on what it was that I believed in, even if it was me alone. I didn't care if I was 30 or 13, and I would do that. And that's just what it was, And throughout the years, it has been a problem. This book is Problem Child. And I'm in the process now of writing number 2, because so many people that have read number 1, they get it. And I stopped when I left home. Well, there's a problem. There's those problems. That problem child still lived in me and still does from the time that I left home and that I started working with Beyonce and Fred Hammond and Radical for Christ and Tyler Perry and Quincy Jones. So I'm writing now when I left and how those people and those situations and all of that stuff affected me. It was hard for me to handle friendships, relationships, trying to find out who I was. You don't have that fatherly figure or any manly figure. And any manly figure I thought about in my mind was the ones who raped my mom or did things that was negative to me. I couldn't have any of those things, and it was easy for people to look and point and try to figure out who you were. And then I was growing into this big man that people, that the public in my career, I was made into something else that my shoes were already full before I could step into them. So it was so many different things, man. But I just had to just do it because I knew that this wasn't a coincidence.
Okay, yeah, and I'm let Portia take over. But before I do, Portia likes to listen to books.
That's why we can't hear you. You over there trying to throw me under the bus and we can't hear you. Your connection off. Oh, shit.
I thought it was mine.
Nah, he over there trying to be shady. What you saying?
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, okay. No, what I was saying, I was turning it back over to Portia, but what I was saying is that she talks about she likes to, listen to books, but that's because she doesn't read. But anyway, go ahead, Portia.
Anyway, the shade of it all. I do like to listen to my book, so I'm happy that it's on Audible. I'm gonna go download that book today. But definitely very touching. I'm sure very inspirational. You've had quite a journey, so Congratulations to you on all of the things that you were able to accomplish and still come out on top and still come out with a smile and still come out like, yeah, you just kept adding stuff and I'm like,
Yeah. It's something else. And I really looked at my story and I thought to myself, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know about this for years, And then I thought, this is so freeing for not only me, but everybody got their stuff. Everybody's got their secrets. Everybody has their things that have happened. They got that uncle, their aunt that's doing this or that. And I want to tell people that it's all right. First of all, it's not you and your fault. That things that other people in your family have put you through, and some of the stuff you put yourself through, you don't have to stay there. That's your past, and those are the things that sometimes just build character.
Yeah. So before you get out of here, give us 3 practical steps or things that people can do to help them. Number 1, step out on faith, and number 2, continue to chase their dreams in spite of whatever may be haunting them or trying to hold them back and holding them down.
Well, one is that, I've received 1 million no's, but you get 1 yes from God and 1 yes. And I don't care what you believe in. I believe in God. But at the end of the day, you got to believe in God and believe in yourself to know that when things, just because something says the door slams, sometimes there's a blessing behind closed doors. When things close in your face, you can't just say that's it. They didn't take my stuff, or, they didn't want to read my book, or they didn't want to, that's just an opportunity for me to knock on the next door, and not giving up. And it sounds so cliche, but that's the one thing that I can say is not giving up. I don't care if it's the end in your face, not giving up. I've never thought that I'd write a book. Never thought it'd be a bestseller on Amazon, a best-selling book, that I've written, that I'm going to make into a movie. We're on our way there too. Had no idea. And another thing is having the faith in forgiving yourself for your past, forgiving yourself for the things that you've done that you just keep weighing on you. Because I've done some things where they weren't even really that bad, but just the embarrassment of what I thought people would say, and how that would be had kept me from contacting certain people and certain relationships and people that you could have dealt with, that could have helped you move and go to the next step. But the last thing is, stop worrying about what people may say about you. When I tell you that used to be a problem for me, because I would worry and think, they're talking about me. Yeah, they are. But if you knew how little they really cared and said, how little people really cared, and how they're on to the next person right after, like 2 seconds after, and how it doesn't matter. Stop worrying about all of that. You're the only person that can make you or break you. You're the only one. And whoever you're waiting on to take you to that next level to help you win, it's not going to happen.
Well, there you have it. Very touching, very inspiring. Like those were definitely some practical steps, and y'all pay attention. Yes. I promise I'm going today to download Problem Child. Let's see the book again.
There we go.
Audible. Yes, audible.com. Making a moving into it. I believe it.
Yes. Portia will read it. The rest of us will,
I will listen to it. The rest of y'all will read it while you sitting over there still trying to throw shade.
It's on Amazon. For those of you who want the hard copy, it's on Amazon as well. Or you can go to the link in my bio. If you buy it from the link in my bio at Terrell Music, that's my Instagram. You can buy it and I'll autograph copy it, and you can get a Zoom call with me.
All right. Well, we love it. We will continue to follow your movement. Y'all go download the book, listen to the book, or buy the book, because you might be a little remedial like Terry is over there. No, I'm not saying that y'all remedial. I'm just saying Terry's remedial. Don't come for me, y'all. Terry's remedial. Anyway, thank you for stopping by the Rolling Out Morning AM Wake Up Call. We'll definitely keep up with your movement. Like I said, I'm going to download the book today. I need a good read. Yes. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening and hearing my story. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, God bless you. That's an incredible story. I can't wait to read it.
Incredible.
Thank you.
He can't wait to read it. Another shade. He's still over there throwing shade. That's fine.
She's so narcissistic. She think everything about her. This ain't got nothing to do with her. This ain't got nothing to do with her.
We got guests in our house. Stop trying to throw shade. Thank you so much, Terrell. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
We'll
Thank
keep
you. I
up
appreciate
the
you
movement.
guys. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay, you gotta stop being so sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody trying to pick at you. It's good to listen to stuff, Portia. It's good to listen.
It's not all my books. I could bring up my Audible account right now. Yes, Mimi Keys Harden said this is so juicy. I will get the book for sure. Yes, girl. D Shield says I'll definitely read that book. It's the birth story and Whitney the night before her death for me. Must read his story. Wasn't that fascinating, y'all? Oh my God.
I know. Yeah. I know her.
No, bro. Stop trying to stop trying to claim you know everybody, Romeo. You don't know nobody. You don't know nobody.
That's my partner. I don't know what y'all talking about.
No, that's that. No, bro.
Terry, I think ain't nobody know his guest but him.
No, that's my partner.
That is. Terry over there thinking ain't nobody else know his guest but him.
Hold on. We're gonna bring some order to this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because we have some dynamic guests. Speaking of girl power and Black Girls Rock, we have two filmmakers here today who have created a gripping dynamic documentary. Romeo, can I?
We having one conversation, y'all.
Tell them who you love first, or I'm leaving. Tell them who you love.
That would be me.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
y'all so made Romeo leave.
Tell them who you love.
Okay, please tell them. Please say it.
I love the whole Rolling Out family.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All of you guys.
You know, Romeo, come back, Romeo.
Come back, Romeo.
Okay, would you just tell him you love him so he can come? All right. Tell him you love him.
Romeo's my guy.
Okay.
You've been down.
Y'all see her name, Reg and Kathy, don't play. So
anyway, you know, so I think there have been, you know, within this tumultuous year, 2020, there have been some gems, there have been some, you know, blossoming of some really dynamic flowers that have blossomed in the midst of this war-torn, ravaged nation and world, for that part, during this pandemic. And one of them has been the production of this documentary regarding Black people's contributions to the society and how we're still treated. We built this nation, we defend this nation in every single war, and then we come back home to the same old mess, and we're not treated equitably, fairly. And so so these two dynamic individuals who will introduce themselves produced a documentary to try to reconcile what we are now and what we need to do to basically come about of freedom, justice, and equality. So to my dynamic guests, Mimi Keys and Kathy Taylor, please go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about why you produced this documentary called Surviving America, because it seems absolutely preposterous that we have to survive something that we built and defended. Take it away.
Oh, I'm Omega Keys, the writer, director, and producer for Surviving America. And basically, I came up with the concept because it was just so much going on. When 2020 first hit, we was hit after death, after death, after death. We couldn't even breathe. We couldn't even take a break. And I had a conversation with my father and I asked him, I was like, Dad, have things really changed that much for you? And he's like, no, it's actually worse. And this is somebody that was born in 1935. So I felt like I needed to speak out, and this was my way of speaking out. And of course, I was gonna bring in my partner, Kathy.
And I am Kathy Taylor, Tell All Inc. And as Mimi said, I've actually worked with her on multiple projects prior to, and I did the last project with her, Jim to James Crow. And I understand of her being a military vet and just what's going on, how important, you know, this project and this film is to her, and just to get the word out about what's really happening in people's lives and what they've experienced. So this project was very important to us to get it out.
Let's see, what can people anticipate? The premiere, first of all, the premiere is tonight. And so we wanted to know, what can people anticipate? What are people should be expected to see in terms of what you're going to present and what you hope people take away from it? Either one you can answer.
Passion, raw, uncut, truth telling with a bit of history. And some of that truth telling will come from you as well, because you're part of it. You were one of our guests.
Yes. I had to sprinkle in some of my dynamism in it. But what I wanted to know is, what do you hope people take away from it when they get to the end of it? What do you hope that they ingest and then bring out?
I would hope that it will be more like educational for those who are on the fence and not understanding why we're not just over it. How they say, well, Jim Crow and slavery, that was so long ago. We're still dealing with the effects of that. Nothing has went away, just the titles. And so if they can walk away with those understandings, I would be happy. And for those who are just outright racist, you're going to walk away with the same attitude that you had before. You're still going to be mad and I don't care. Probably be big mad. Superman just want a cake.
And even with that, even with the all lives matter, we understand all lives matter, just the general public. But we're saying our stories, you're still not hearing what we're saying. And we want those voices to really be heard, again, so you guys will continue to hear why when we say, the Black Lives Matter, or we're trying to get you to understand we are important in how we feel about these situations of, police brutality or, racism or, just all of the things we deal with, also as Black people, to understand why we are still trying to survive in America, of a place that we should be equal and we're not.
Right.
So
we're still at a place where we're not equal, and when trying to get on an equal playing field, it comes off like oppression. Like I've been getting so many messages and bombarded since we put this out there, that someone literally sent the message yesterday, mad, talking about white people have it 10 times worse. In what world? So just the fact of us getting on equal plane feels like oppression to somebody who's never had to endure anything.
Let's see. Before we go on and we allow you guys to shower Romeo with some love that he needs, I would like to go ahead and play a trailer. I don't know if it's ready. Producer Ashley, you said it's ready. We can go ahead and check out a piece of it. Surviving America.
I'll tell you. By any means necessary.
Either you're gonna be on the right side of history, or you're gonna be in the history books, right along with the people that were yelling at Ruby Bridges and the people that rode around putting crosses in people's yards and hanging folks. Which side of history do you want to be on? Black people are loving. We want America to be what it says on paper. And so let's make America what it says on paper. And then, and only then, will America be great for all.
Don't tell me you sorry. I don't want your sorry. Y'all been saying sorry since the 60s, since the 20s, since the end of slavery.
If you're not listening to the progressives, you're going to have to hear from the rappers.
I'm about to throw something in your face. Okay? Don't judge my life. I'm about to throw something in your face. Okay. You're the film, I like the trailer, though. I do want to see it tonight. The two of you created a piece of art that is going against a world that does not, in general, care. Follow me on this one. I think the disconnect is you have white America who wants to move on from it. So there's no acceptance, and there's no, hey, my granddaddy was one of the people, right? Nobody want to say that.
Right.
That's one. You have Black people, and I'm going to say this about us. You got Black people who don't want to remember because it's 2020 and we should be moving towards the future and all that blah, blah, blah stuff. So what I've noticed millennial wise is millennials don't honestly truly care because they're in a moment in time of history of money, right? You see a Barack Obama. You're growing up in the age of a Black president. Like if you think of majority of the kids now, they're growing up in the age of Barack Obama and Kamala Harris. Yeah, they see the protest, but that protest is their first experience. The question is, we want them to know our history, but do you want them to live it? Or do you want them to grow up in the time of now? Because it's difficult for my 13-year-old nephew to be so excited about Kamala Harris, and then I turn around and say, hey, but this is what happened in blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
but before you answer, before you answer, I don't think the documentary is just talking about, I think it's talking about contemporary times.
Exactly. I was going to break that down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. But I was trying to, what I was trying to bring up to my two friends, King James, is the attachment of how people attach now and then. Like they don't attach it as one whole piece of chicken. It's literally, they chop it up in pieces of, that's y'all era, y'all keep that. This is our era, we'll keep this. Correct?
But that's exactly correct. And that's the whole point of the documentary, is showing you how it all works together. And what I would say to the millennial, what about in 2020, William Green, Manny Ellis, Breonna Taylor, Daniel T. Prude, Michael Ramos, Dresden Reed, George Floyd, Tony McDaniel, Daniel McHattie, Carlson, Rashad Brooks, DeJohn Kizzy, Jonathan Price, Marcellus Sinnott, Sincere Pierce, AJ Crooms, and those who still may not make it out. This is just 2020. And It was somebody else on this list when I was making this list that passed away, a woman that was shot and killed, not by police, but by a racist who said he wanted to teach her a lesson. That's what the millennials are living in right now.
So they have to connect because it's happening right in front of them, whether they want it or not. And then you have to look at in 2020, I mean, a lot of the millennials was out there protesting. So they do get it. And in the documentary, we tried to bring in a few, of the younger generation, because it's just not just, how do you feel about, the world? It's their experiences on different things in the documentary. So it covers a lot, of areas. So it's not just the black and white of.
It's bridging the gap.
But what scares me is that list you just went off of. After the fifth person, and we all four of us just gonna be honest. After the fifth person, you become desensitized. That's sad, but I look at I go back to my 13-year-old nephew. After the fifth person, it becomes a normalcy. Like the police killing black, well, not to us, but I'm saying to them, it's like, oh, somebody else got killed this week. Oh, because we just named 3 rappers that just got killed last week, and people have moved on. So my fear is the fact that all of this that's going on, it becomes a everyday thing where people just like, okay.
But
how is it? Okay, go ahead.
Also, because I mean, just think about in regular life, if it's a family member. In life, yes, you have to continue on, but you don't forget those feelings or all of that surrounding, what incurs with that, it's still there. So people don't just move on. You have to carry on in everyday life, but you understand, and they're feeling this, because if you get out there and talk to them, they're telling you, we care, we're angry, we're upset, we want something done. They just need the proper direction where to put that anger, how to deal with it, what to do with it, but they do care.
I agree.
No, what I wanted to address before you answer that is that I wanted to ask this question in regards to, I think that one of the positive attributes of 2020 is the fact that what's going on in America can no longer be refuted. It's incontrovertible. It cannot be denied. And so I think it crystallized and climaxed with the death of George Floyd, which caused the national insurrection, not just nationally. There were people protesting on our behalf around the world. And so America was forced to be faced with this, this cancer on this society that's been going on for decades, centuries. So what I wanted to know is, how does the documentary answer what is going on, not yesterday, not last year, not last century, but what's going on today, and how it basically has ramifications that will last long into the future? How does the documentary speak to that?
and we speak on it. And, one of the things I do, I ask the question, how do we move on from here? And everybody has their own interpretation of that. I mean, I honestly don't know how we move on or address it, whatever, because we're so in the thick of it. That's the sad reality of it. We're still in the middle of it. We still trying to swim. We trading water. Like, I don't have an answer for that, because I honestly don't think 10, 20 years from now that we're going to be out of it.
So then, as a devil's advocate, then what is the reason for the documentary if you don't see hope?
The reason for it is to highlight that there is a problem in the first place. Mm-hmm. It isn't about the hope for us as other people recognizing that there is a problem. We already know there's a problem. We live it. It is for those other people to recognize it, and then we can exact change. We can scream and holler about it all we want to. We need those other people to step over the line and help along too. Because we're not in this country alone.
And that's the answer I was looking for. Do you think that part of that happened as we saw the other demographics? Let's just say it. We saw white people, a lot of them, at the marches. Yes. And they understood. I mean, it was in their face when they saw. And one of the good things about modern technology is that, like Will Smith said, racism has always existed. Now it's being filmed. Exactly. So we watched George Floyd's life seep out of him before our very eyes. We watched the guy in Brunswick, Georgia, Ahmaud Arbery, get killed on camera. So yeah, that was the answer that I was looking for. But when you talk about this documentary and how it is in your face, because this documentary is just loud. I mean, it's in your face. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like listening to a fire train while you're trying to go to sleep. I mean, a fire engine whisking by your house. You can't sleep. It wakes you up and you can't go back to sleep. Yeah. So now that the people are woke, now what, Kathy?
It's up for them to take action. What are you going to do with it? We've already been doing everything we're going to do, and what we've been doing. We've been marching, we've been protesting, we've been demanding for changes. We've been doing all that. It's not what we're going to do anymore. What they going to do?
Right, and it's like
because we're kind of at the point where we're kind of at that head where Black people ain't taking nobody no more.
Right.
That's where we're at. So either you gonna get it or we gonna fix it for you.
But to Kathy's point though, what the problem is, that the problem that I have, nobody's giving these people a point of what's next. What King James just said, nobody's giving them a what's next. Like if you think about it, protest. All right, what y'all want to do now? Let's go home.
Oh, you're talking about as far as the protesters, or are you talking about the racists?
I was just talking about the action. I'm talking about the action. What you just said. The action of what is next.
Oh, the actionable items.
With the protest, they do have plans with the protest. The leadership for the protest, they always break down their plans for after. There are plenty, because some of the people, we have the leaders of the civil rights movement on the documentary, and they have the plans they broken down. There's plenty of ideas and things they put place that are sitting up at Congress now to change laws and things like that. Those are the plans. They got to hear you first in order to get to that.
I would also say, watch the documentary.
Right.
We have Attorney Joe Griggs, which is a part of the project, which he will be after, the viewing tonight, will be on there with our Q&As. And not only in the documentary does he touch on some of that, but also we'll be discussing what's next after. So we want everybody to also kind of watch, because he's in the trenches. He's not pretending. He's out there with the people. He's represented a lot of these people on their cases. We have someone on the project that actually has had their, son murdered by the police. So we have actual accounts of people living this, and somebody that's in the trenches that actually would love to speak about it. So I would encourage everybody to watch. So some of the questions you have, he's working through that on our behalf. So we have people out there saying, this is what we need to do next. This is the next step. And this is how, because it's important to me that I have a 24-year-old daughter who calls me after she's watched that and she's crying like, I don't feel safe, or what do I do? Or if I get pulled over, or this person, when President Obama was elected and the kids are calling me, a nigga, and you're having to deal with all of this. And my daughter's 24, so she's living it like, yes, how do I live? What do I do? And I'm having to slowly explain, you're having to do this, or what you can do on, when you're out there, speak up. Don't be afraid, because we couldn't do this project if we are afraid to speak up about what we are standing firm on. So we have to be able to get involved and speak up. And we're not saying our documentary is going to be the only one in the tell-all, which is going to be different volumes of this. So you'll get more information. It's growing. But we have to continue to pave the way.
Exactly. Now, so let's go over it as we close out. What's going to take place tonight? Where can people view it? And stream it and whatever. So why don't we get to the particulars before we close out?
The premiere tonight will be streamed on Facebook Live.
Surviving America.
Yes, Surviving America. Oh my God. Surviving America will premiere tonight. And you can stream it on Facebook Live as well as on Zoom. You have to get tickets for that. The tickets are on IG and on Facebook under Surviving America 2020.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Mimi Keys and also Kathy Taylor, the two filmmakers, director and producer of Surviving America documentary. It is gripping. It is powerful. It is dynamic. Y'all need to check it out. Thank you very much for visiting Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. And I will see you tonight. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you.
My friends.
Yeah, please say y'all love him, please.
Bye, my friends. See y'all tonight.
Okay.
But I knew them first, Romeo. So let's go ahead and cut that out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm that dude. Okay. So
knowing and loving are two different things.
Oh my God. We got to get to our social reports, Romeo. Thank you very much, Kathy and Mimi. We will see you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, before we do it, what's your next? You said you had another documentary coming out?
No, we were saying that this was volume 1 of this documentary. And our next project will be some fiction because we need a little woosah before we get back to that.
Okay, got you. Okay, well, congratulations, and I'll see y'all tonight. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Romeo, you want to get back to your social report now that you are in love? I mean, are you in love enough? You got enough love?
Surviving Romeo.
I mean, did they shower you with enough love, bro?
That's all I needed.
Okay.
The only child syndrome kick in.
Oh, okay. Oh, Portia decided to come back. I mean, it was good.
I mean, you over there bullying people. Surviving America.
No, I was first. I was trying to help her. I was trying to help her promote her film.
Let her get it out. Surviving America. You got to say that first. Like, damn, let her do it the way she want to do it.
You didn't tell us you was in the movie? You in the movie?
Not in the movie.
No. It's Romeo. Can we get to the social report, bro?
Oh, he said he want to do his report, Romeo. Y'all tripping.
No. It's Romeo's turn.
Okay, come on, Romeo.
Let's finish the social report. Shout out to, I love this man. This man is dope. Shout out to Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey, the owner of Twitter, has donated $5 million to 15 major.
Don't say 5.
Mayors. I said 15 million.
Right.
No, you didn't say that at first, but go ahead.
You know what? This 15 million to 15 mayors to distribute to residents. Basically, the group consists of 29 mayors who are reportedly developing a plan to distribute funds to residents who need financial aid. So, who stepped up to help them out? Jack Dorsey on Twitter. He said, that's what we're going to do. People need relief. People need stimulus. I got 15 million I can give to 15 mayors. let me see, 15 times 15. That's a lot of money, sir.
Yeah. And yeah, shout out to Jack Dorsey. He has been spending millions, tens of millions in 2020 to alleviate the hunger, alleviate the food deserts, to get people food, to contribute to the research on the coronavirus. This dude has stepped up. I mean, he is one of those people who has really stepped up. So shout out to Jack Dorsey and Twitter. I mean, he's going to be blessed for what he has done while other people have been hoarding their money. So yeah, shout out.
And Romeo, just so you know, it's 225 million.
I was going to thank you for
I just wanted you to, I didn't want you to close out that segment without saying.
Him and Jeff Bezos going to be my friend. That is my goal. The two of them just throwing out millions.
Yes, I was. I mean, y'all was getting too excited, but yes, I will be in the documentary Surviving America. I do have a segment in there. I'm in there somewhere. Matter of fact, you might have heard my voice. I just didn't say anything in terms of, but yeah, it was pretty intense. So anyway, let's go on back to our next report.
Last but not least, and my event is coming up in February, so I hope y'all ready, Atlanta. Underground sex parties are springing up due to COVID.
Where?
In a deep secret network. Basically, the pandemic has not stopped people from getting together amongst COVID. Now, sources say that there's a direct connection to events and popping up all over different cities during the surge of COVID that are allowing people to have fun and still interact with one another.
Well, you didn't include where? Where's?
Oh, we've been announcing it. It's been we've announced what, New York.
New York.
No, I'm talking about the specific location. I need addresses.
Romeo has that secret information. He doesn't share that with anyone. First King James.
Okay.
February 10th, Atlanta.
He doesn't share that information with anyone, King James. He keeps that close to the vest.
Oh, okay. Bruh, I think she insinuating something about you, bruh.
No, he told us. That's exactly what he said. Like, that's no insinuation.
Oh, okay.
Hey, man.
Look at him. hey, man. Yeah, she ain't lying.
Somebody got a DJ.
Oh, okay. We got birthday. We got birthdays coming up right now. Who's doing the birthday thing?
It ain't me.
I'm still on her.
Okay,
so my girlfriend.
Who? Raven Simone?
No, Evelyn Lasagna.
Okay,
lasagna?
Okay, so lasagna. What in the hell did you just say?
I did not finish.
Man.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me read this. Raven Simone is 35 today. She is a non-Black American, and she told Oprah she doesn't want to be identified as Black. But I wonder how she feels now in 2020. We'll move on from her.
When did she tell Oprah that?
Yeah, she told Oprah Winfrey that she doesn't want to be identified as a Black American. She just want to be identified as an American, which I can understand that because we're all Americans. But the problem is that since she is fully, I despise people who use the Black platform, the Black dynamic platform, to become famous and then disregard and disown their Blackness. That is, it's detestable to me in the way that Zoe Saldana did it once and other people have done it. So anyway, Raven Simone, 35 years old. Shout out anyway for your birthday. Tiana Taylor is 30, who is at 30 years old, that's a young age to retire from the music business. But you know what I'm saying, if you want to retire from your husband, never mind. The next one is Evelyn Lozado. Lozado is not lasagna, it's Lozado. And she's 45 years old.
Hey,
and shout out to the Oscar-nominated actor Michael Clark Duncan, who basically a lot of people know, who starred in and who was dynamic in The Green Mile. It was an incredible movie. So, and rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in power, Mr. Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael who?
Yeah, I said Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, I thought you said Clark.
I did not say lasagna.
Yeah, Evelyn.
Yeah, but in order for her to be your friend, you got to know her name.
Yeah, Evelyn. Hey man.
Lasagna. Okay. Maybe that's his pet name for her. Anyway, we're going to the
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the it's your holiday. We invited family and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. You got your finest clothes on and $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate you for a while. And don't forget we got the candles when you away. Don't forget we got the candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Candles, blowing you away. Wait. Candles, happy birthday. Happy girl. So if you're proud to make another year, then put your hands up and clap them in the air.
Okay, so who's next up on the social report?
What the heck was all of that, Terry? What the heck was all of that?
It's something that's above you. But I'm next, so King James.
Anyway, shout out to all those people. Happy birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday to Mr. Baldwin, who was also on our show today. He's doing his birthday bash tomorrow. And yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah, what a great story he has. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the social report.
Yes, Teeth?
Yes. But this is something, the number 0 and 40 is something that Portia should be able to identify being in Detroit with the Detroit Lions and the Detroit Pistons and whatever else is in Detroit. Donald Trump is 0 and 40 lawsuits to try to overturn the presidential election. And has also been rejected by the Supreme Court. But despite all that, the administration is still trying to file a lawsuit to overturn the election by any means. And so they have employed the Attorney General for Texas to file a lawsuit in other states that he has no jurisdiction over to overturn the lawsuit. But guess what I found out? This guy is under federal investigation by the Department of Justice and the FBI. So he's probably doing this to look for some type of leniency or pardon from the president. So he's doing his beck and call. He's being obsequious in order to be pardoned.
Oh. When did we find that out? Is that public knowledge, Terry? Are you?
Yes. I can't remember his name right off the bat, but yeah, he is under investigation. 2 separate investigations within the Department of Justice, one by the U.S. Attorney's Office and one by the FBI, but they're all the same department. So FBI, Department of Justice, same thing. But there's 2 separate investigations going on. So he's, so this is done out of, basically trying to get off. He's trying to basically overturn something, show his loyalty so that he can get off. So read about that, the Texas Attorney General. But anyway, let's go on to the next subject. Great. Whatever you wish. Okay. K. Michelle, she's not gifted with prudence. And I don't know if the last vestiges of her career has been flushed down the commode when she went on Twitter yesterday morning and said that she misses R. Kelly and is hurt that she can no longer be mentored by him. Now, she did not endorse or advocate or whatever for him. She did not endorse him and she did not excuse his behavior. She's just saying that when you separate the man from what he did, he is a brilliant artist. We get all that. But there is such a thing as timing and how you articulate something. So when you get on to a notorious depraved man who is under indictment on the state and federal level for abusing children and say that you miss him, that's a problem. And so she got crucified on social media.
She went on her own Twitter and said that?
Yes.
She just felt the need to say it, like she wasn't on nobody else's platform. She wasn't promoting nothing. She wasn't.
No. Well, she's saying that she's scared because this is the first time that she's stepped up on her own to create her next album. And she's never done that before. And she said that she has always trusted R. Kelly and that she is hurt that he can no longer listen to her music and give her input and feedback. Romeo.
Okay. What else we got?
Okay. Yeah, exactly. That response is exactly what Twitter came back with. Like, really though, girl. This is what you had to say.
They called her a hoe. They said, "Really, hoe?"
No, I said, "Really though." Come on now. Come on.
Dang, Portia.
I mean, Portia, you know.
What you said, "Really, hoe"?
Really though. Really though. Really though. They probably did say that.
Okay.
But anyway, on to the next segment. Thank you. Okay, so take a look at this picture of Twista, rapper Twista from Chicago, and and he basically fat shamed Gabby Sidibe.
Are you trying to fat shame Twista right now, Terry?
No.
You said take a look at this picture of Twista.
No, I did not mention his two necks, but two chins. What I was saying was the fact that he tried to fat shame her when he compared her to Bernice Burgos. She's basically a reality star, and basically famous for being fit and beautiful and statuesque. And so he compared
statuesque. I like that word.
Yeah, and so basically he compared the two as a comparison and saying, would you rather have Gabby Sidibe or would you rather have Bernice Burgos? And he posted that or reposted it on Facebook, and he was absolutely ravaged by Twitter for actually posting that kind of a thing. So,
well, you can't. I'm about
to. Don't do it, Romeo.
Bro,
don't do it.
Be careful. Be careful.
Let it go.
No.
Come on, because we got one more story. He was wrong for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually on her side. And what I was about to say was, you can't buy a body and then say you work out. That don't go together.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
Bernice bought her body. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
To be clear.
Yeah, she used Fix-A-Flats and all the other stuff, all the other spare parts to create that body.
Does it look good? I'm just asking.
Okay, well, we got to go on to the next one.
You said it looked great. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy.
Okay, I got one more segment to do. Ice Cube is joining, and like I was talking about, there have been some gems. 2020 has not been an all-out disaster. Some wonderful things have been birthed out of 2020, including DJ Nice he was reintroduced to a whole new generation of music lovers, with his club quarantine. We also know about Versus, which has become an international cultural phenomenon that's breaking all types of Instagram and streaming records. Now we have the formation of a supergroup. Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Too Short, and E40 are going to form a West Coast rap supergroup, and are going to come out an album in 2021. So I think that's something that as we've seen with D Nice and with Versus battles, there is a huge appetite for old school artists. There is a huge appetite. So
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready for it too. But
Let's
anyway,
positive thoughts, y'all. We got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and start, Portia?
No, you go ahead and start, King James.
Okay. Very quickly. I think that 2020 has forced us into deep introspection about really important, what is really, really important and what matters. I saw a story yesterday, and elaborate real quick about the Bee Gees. They were a transformative art group from the 1970s and 80s, and Barry Gibb is going to die alone. When all of his brothers, they became internationally famous and rich, but when they died, they all died addicted, and they all died without speaking to each other. Barry Gibb, the oldest brother who survived, just admitted this. What is the point of being famous and rich and influential if all of the brothers are addicted to alcohol and drugs, and when they die, they are so mad at each other that none of them speak to each other? None of them. All 3 brothers of Barry Gibb are dead, and they died without speaking to each other. So keep that in mind about what is important in 2020. Get connected to your family and friends like never before. That is important. Success is important, but not over family. And that is my positive thought of the day.
I was looking for the positivity in that. Damn. But at the end, I think you brought it home. If family is important, success. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay.
I didn't know where you was going with it either. I was like,
okay.
My positive thought of the day. I just changed it. It's popped up in my head. So it goes back to King James report. As a person who's about fitness, you cannot judge nobody's journey. You do not know their body, what they go through, and if you buying a body, you damn sure can't say nothing about nobody and where they are in life. My positive thought of the day is, whoever you are, wherever you are, everybody that's listening, you are beautiful. You are gorgeous. Every single female, no matter what size, shape, you are exactly what God wants you to be, and you should be very proud of that. And I'll pass it on to Portia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So my positive thought of the day is dedicated to Terrell Carter. He came on, he told us his incredible story. His book is out now. I'm gonna go download it so I can listen to it on Audible. Thank you very much, First King James. But my positive thought is dedicated to him. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by any means, any and all means, keep moving. That was Martin Luther King Jr.
What do I do if I can't crawl?
If you can't crawl, by any means, keep moving. What you out of school? School. Do what you need to do. No whining, no complaining, no excuses. Get it done. Make it happen. Find a way. Do what you gotta do. Figure that thing out. Terrell Carter is definitely a testimony of figuring that thing out and keeping it moving.
Yes. And thanks to my friends, my female friends, for surviving America, Mimi Keys and Kathy Taylor, my friends. That's my crew.
Also, he forgot to say that he's starring in the documentary, starring the First King. You know what I'm saying? Starring.
Okay. Watch King James tonight. What time tonight, King James?
I believe it's at 7 p.m. I should have yelled that time too, but I was just trying to get my sister. I was just trying to get my sister.
Say that part first, girl. You're doing it wrong.
I was helping her.
Don't be bullying our guest, Terry. Damn.
I was trying to help her market her film. She is a great filmmaker, and I was trying to help her market her film. So anyway.
Hey, say it like I told you how to say it. Say it.
Damn it.
I wanted her to say it with her chest.
Yeah. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Y'all have a happy Thursday. Peace. We missed you, Terry.
See, say it like this. Now say it again. Okay, Terry.
We still live.